Hey guys, welcome back. This is Not Lammers of Invoked 101, and today we're going to be taking a look at our new Fur Hire deck profile. This is a deck that I picked up recently in a big collection buy that I did. So I've been kind of going through them, finishing up all the decks that were in there, and now I can bring those decks to you. So the next one I think on the list, because we've gone through Noble Knight, we've gone through like the Blue Eyes deck, so I think the next one coming up is either going to be Vampire or Blackluster Soldier. Let me know which one you guys want to see first. But before we get into it, down in the description there's a link to our Patreon where you can get yourselves one of these awesome Invoked 101 mats. We do have ones with zones and ones without if you would like to pick those up. Those are on our Patreon tier. You can also message us on Instagram if you're interested in one, and we can hook you up with that. And then, of course, there's also a link to our Teespring if you feel like getting yourself some other Invoked 101 merch, such as stickers, t-shirts, various other things. Anyways, with that out of the way, we're going to zoom in, set the extra deck and the spells and traps off to the side, and get right into the main deck of monsters. So, first guy we got going on is, of course, Triple Beat Bladesman for Hire. Beat is your main starter card and is a kind of Stratos for the deck. So all the level 4 and lower Fur Hire guys have a shared effect, which is that once per turn you can special summon a Fur Hire from the hand. And then they all get a bonus effect when a Fur Hire is special summoned. So Beat's bonus effect is that she gets to search another Fur Hire. Is it monster or card? Fur Hire... You can add one monster for hire. I forgot that their wording is weird. But yeah, so you get to search another monster. After that, we have Triple Philo, which this one is one of the best ones and also the newest one. I believe it's from... this is from Dark Neostorm. So its effect is, of course, has the share effect, which is during the main phase. You can special summon one. And then its other effect is if a monster for hire is special summoned to your field while you control this monster, you can target a monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense mode, but place it to the bottom of the deck if it leaves the field. You can only use each effect once per turn. So yeah. So this one's really cool. Monster Reborn for the deck. Very nice. The last three of I'm playing is Donpa, Marksman for Hire. So Donpa, shared effect to special summon one. And then it has the effect if one is special summoned, you can target a face-up card on the field and destroy it, which is pretty cool. That's it for the three of guys. The rest of the guys we play are all two ofs, I believe. Yeah, every other for hire we play is at 2. So we play Raphael. Raphael Champion for Hire, which is our level 8 kind of dragon boss monster. Very cool. His effect is if this card is special summoned, you can excavate the top cards of your decks equal to the number of monsters for hire you control with different names except Raphael, and if you do, add one of them to your hand, also shuffle the rest back. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can discard a card for hire, negate the activation, and negate the activation. You can only use each effect once per turn. So that's pretty cool. He has a 2800 body. Next up, we have another little guy, Recon Scout for hire. He has the shared effect, and Recon has the same effect as Donpa, except it's a face-down card, so you get to target a set card and pop it, which is pretty cool. And then we have Bravo, which is another guy who shares the effect of special summoning one, and then his other effect is when a monster is special summoned, you can have all monsters for hire currently on the field gain 500 attack and defense until the end of this turn, which is a nice little boost. Then we have Seal, Strategist for hire. Of course, he has the shared effect, and then his other effect is when a monster, if a monster for hire is special summoned while you could control this card, you can target one monster for hire in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So a little bit of recycling instead of the full-on monster reborning effect. Then we have Helmer Helmsman for hire, another shared effect guy, and his effect is if a monster for hire is special summoned while you control this card, except during damage step, you can discard a card for hire and draw one card. So not super great. He's definitely one of the weaker ones, but is a nice little piece of potential consistency for the deck. Then we have the other two big ones. We have Segi De Maverick for hire, and I believe this one negates stuff if I remember correctly. So this says, this card is special summoned. You can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster for hire you control with a different name except Segi De. And then it says you can only use this effect once per turn, and it says your opponent cannot target monsters for hire you control with card effects except for this one. Okay, so she's not the negation one, but she does kind of put a blanket effect over all your guys that protects them from card effects, which is nice. Then lastly, we have Wiz, Sage for hire. This is another really cool one. And this one is like Segi De, except this one gains 500 for each of them, except for Wiz on special summon. And then it says, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect, quick effect, you can discard a card for hire, negate the activation. You only use each effect of Wiz per turn. So yeah, so she's the negation one. And that's it for our for hire, guys. Very cool. Couple levels. This one's a 5, I think. Yeah, 5, and then we have a 7. I don't play the 6, which I believe is Dinah. I just didn't like Dinah, but yeah. So there we go. That's it for our for hire, guys. And then we have some hand traps in the form of Effect Veiler for negation and Ghost Ogre to just pop stuff. These could be Ash Blossoms. They could be Called by the Graves. It's really just those 5 slots. And you can cut some stuff, like, honestly, you could play, like, one Segi De if you want to, or cut Helmer down. Like, you could easily cut one of these guys down to 1, and then play, like, a 3rd extra card, or 6th extra slot, and just play, like, 3 Ash, 3 Called by. That's another very viable option. It's really just whatever you want with these ones. I just felt that these ones were the best fitting for this deck. That's it for the monsters of the deck, so we're going to move into the spells and traps. We, of course, have 2 Mayhem for hire. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. We have 2 Mayhem for hire. This is the Monster Reborn for the deck. It's a quick play spell, and it says, target 1 monster for hire in your graveyard, special summon it in defense mode. You can only activate 1 Mayhem for hire per turn. So it's pretty cool. Definitely could play 3. It is a lot cheaper now than it once was, as it does come common. This entire deck, actually, I believe, comes common out of the Megaton. So if you want to pick it up for relatively cheap, it is out there. And then we have double Monster Gate. This was a really big buff to the deck. Monster Gate going to 3, I believe it went to 3, was a big deal for hires, as it just lets you continuously special summon guys as long as you see Monster Gate. So this is pretty cool. It says, tribute 1 monster, excavate targets from the top of your deck until the excavated monster can be normal summon / set, special summon it, also send the other excavated cards to the graveyard. So pretty cool. Just helps you dig through your deck to get to your guys. And then the rest of the spells we play are all 1-ofs. 1 Monster Reborn for obvious reasons. 1 Foolish Burial, as this sets up Philo and sets up, I believe it's Seal is the one who grabs out of graveyard. 1 Reasoning, which is kind of like more Monster Gate, except yeah, it's kind of like another Monster Gate, really. It's just a really cool card, as all your guys are different levels, so you're usually bound to get one of your dudes out. 1 Rhoda to search the beat, and lastly 1 Dark Hole. This could also be Regeki. This is a very wanna-go second deck, so that's the main reason I'm playing this. Alright, and that's it for the spells of the deck. I don't play a lot, it's not very spell heavy, it's a very monster heavy deck. And then for the traps, I'm playing 2 Solemn Strike. Just a very generic piece of thing, as this deck does get interrupted really easily. So Solemn Strikes, just being able to knock something out when your opponent tries to stop you, is very nice. And then also 1 Training for hire for all your training needs. This is a continuous trap for hires, and its effect is, if a face-up monster for hire you control is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, target one of those monsters, special summon a monster for hire from your deck whose level is lower than the target's original level. You can only use this effect of for hire training for all your training needs once per turn. So it just is a thing that keeps your board presence going, kind of like the Evil Swarm Link, really. But yeah, there we go. That's it for the main deck. And I'm pretty satisfied with this. And like I said, this deck is like super cheap, so if you're thinking about picking it up, you can easily pick up this deck for probably less than 20 bucks at this point. It's a really cheap main deck. If you don't, and like with Called by just getting reprinted, so. Anyway, for the extra deck, we have triple Fulgo. The extra deck is really loose. You can really play whatever you want in it, because you really only need 2 of this guy, and that's it. But Fulgo is one of those boss monsters for an archetype that is really cool, and we also didn't really expect for hires to get a link. I wasn't really expecting this, and then they're like, yep, no. But I actually love Fulgo's artwork, because he's just a giant weeaboo. Like, he's a wolf with cherry blossoms in the background, and he has a katana, and he's just the embodiment of everything, like, stereotypically anime. I love him. He's hilarious. Anyway, Full Go Justice for Hire is a Link 3 beast. He needs 3 monsters with different types, and it says cannot be used as Link material. This card is Link summoned. You can special summon 1 monster for hire with a different type from the 3 monsters used for the Link summon from your deck in defense mode. If a card your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can draw 1 card. Then if you control 3 or more monsters for hire with different names, draw 2 additional cards. You can only use each effect a Full Go Justice for Hire once per turn. And he's 2,400, so he's not laughably small, but he is kind of small for a Link 3. But being able to draw 3 is pretty nuts. So that's the main reason that we're playing him. Yeah, really, really cool. Then I'm also playing Topologic Trisbania for back row hate. It's just kind of like toolbox type stuff for Link. So we're playing that. We're playing the Cerberus for monster pops. You could also play Phoenix. I think Phoenix would be a really good option, as well as adding potentially Typhoon or Twin Twisters to this, or Cosmic Cyclone, whichever you prefer. I'm also playing a Nightmare Griffin, not really for any purpose other than the skill drain, as it is kind of easy to just keep all your dudes linked. As long as you make the Full Go first, and then you put this guy right here, and then you continue to put stuff right next to him, and then over here, so it's pretty easy to keep all your guys linked up. And then the last one, the last Link monster I'm playing is, of course, Saryuja, as this is a draw 4, this is a draw 3, you know, it's like a logical step. But no, Saryuja is just really good, and being able to spam out monsters with fur hires is pretty easy, so I figured the Saryuja would fit right at home in this extra deck. That's it for the links. I do play a few Xyz monsters in the form of Diamond Direwolf, in the form of a monster pop. Here's some Graveyard Negate with Abyss Dweller, and a back row hate with Tornado Dragon. So a lot of rank 4s. One popular option, popularized by Combo Cody over on Gara Ventum YGO's channel, is to play the Utopia double combo in here, and I completely agree with it. I just don't know where I put my Utopia double package, or else it'd probably be in here, because that dude is awesome with the Fur Hire deck. So if you want to see a really good one, I'll put a link either in the description or like up here for Combo Cody's Fur Hire list if you want to check that one out. But yeah, after that, that's really it for the deck. Fur Hires were something that I kind of have a love-hate thing with, because I used to make custom cards, and one of my archetypes was a pirate theme, and I felt really ripped off because they were really similar, because all my pirates got effects when they special summoned another pirate, and they could all special summon another pirate from the hand. So Fur Hires were very similar to that description. I probably posted the cards like a month or so before Fur Hires came out. So me and Fur Hires aren't exactly super hardcore friends, because I feel like Konami stole them from me. But with that being said, we are supposed to be getting another pirate themed archetype, which is going to be really exciting. It's supposed to be a TCG exclusive, and we'll see how that turns out. But anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this deck in the comments below. While you're down there, feel free to check out the Teespring for, like I said, stickers and stuff. And of course, you can check out the Patreon if you want to get yourself one of these awesome Invoked 101 mats. And like I said, you can also message us on Instagram if you feel like getting one of these, and we can set you up with one of those. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.